Sadly, the sits took up a lot of week 1 and week 2.
I believe it. She'll get there. And it just maybe.
She's not as bad as a Jack Russell though, because a Jack Russell would never be this far in 3 weeks.
Okay. Good to know.
So
I'm
that's
glad I
good
didn't get a
news.
Jack Russell because I really was looking at him too.
We might still be on sit with
Oh,
Jack
my.
Russell. Come on. So, this is the position for starting your heel. You put your dog into a sit. You know better. I will never stop. I will get my way. So I hold my leash like this. I accordion up in my right hand. Left hand's not doing anything unless I'm going for an auto sit.
Okay.
All right. The correction, if she lags, comes from my knee. So go pipe her heel. So her correct position when she's walking.
Oh, I like that.
Now she's lagging. See how my knee corrected her?
Yeah, I like that better than the other style I was trained.
Also, once I've measured up the leash,
Yeah,
my hand doesn't move from this. If she goes ahead of me, this is also a good correction.
right.
So I want to take 10 good paces before I put her into a sit. Because she's not going to be able to see my cues if she's not in a good position.
I didn't hear you say.
I didn't.
So-
Because she's been
Oh.
taught an auto sit.
Oh, so when you
So
stop,
now I'm going to
she's-
correct her right. So the cue for that, heel. First I have to make sure she's in good position. Not yet. Good. I plant my foot. I grab the leash. I close up my feet. Correct.
So what is her cue for that?
My foot goes down. My other foot close up. I'm still. I pick up the leash. And she should go into a sit.
Okay.
She's done this with me before.
Okay. No, I believe you.
Heel. I might have it on video from last night. Last night's hazy. We were working till like 10.
Hold on. Yeah, she hung up.
We have a puppy who's house training here, and that takes an incredible amount of
Oh,
work.
house training a puppy. See, I've been lucky. All the dogs we've had, I've been able to train them very quickly.
Yeah.
I haven't had any problem with the house training.
Well, you know, what happened was these people lived, luckily they don't anymore, in a high rise.
Oh, so they couldn't get out right away.
Right.
That makes it tough.
So I can't remember where they had
Did they do
started
puppy
her on
pads? Yeah.
puppy pads. So
I
then
never
you're
did pads.
basically, yeah, because now you're basically teaching your dog to pee in the house on something
Right.
fluffy, like a rug
Right,
or a towel.
exactly. Yeah, I never did that. No.
So now we're trying to get her used to the fact that it's just up. I thought she was going down. Okay, heel, let me just do that one more time. Let's see if we can do it, Piper. Come on. Yay. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. And I always let her know I'm pleased with her when she finally does what I want.
Oh, look at that
Aw.
face. So you don't
Okay.
ever use treats? for training?
Yeah, I sometimes do. She's not terribly treat motivated.
Really? Because that's not what I found.
No, she would rather be doing stuff. Also, sometimes the treat gets in between our relationship.
Okay.
So now she has a relationship with the food,
Right.
but not me.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. All right.
You know, but the times that I use treats are if I want to get a specific position.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a shy or fearful dog, that helps.
Yeah.
If I have a reactive dog, usually comes from fearfulness.
Mm-hmm.
That helps.
Mm-hmm.
Trick training.
Right.
So tricks meaning that something that does not have to be done.
Yeah, right.
you know,
Not an obedience
right?
thing, but
Not
yeah.
a safety or
Right.
anything like that. Just strictly for fun.
Mhm.
And things like that. Otherwise, I prefer to use toys if I can. But again, that's me engaging her with the toy. The only way she gets the toy is through me.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's a little bit less than her having the relationship with the food.
Right.
you
so
do
the
it
toy's not
right-
just lying around. It's something that you give to her
Right.
and then you take away when
Right,
they're done.
right.
Okay. I did notice you had your balls up. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, they're just dead balls now. I wanted to
Oh.
put them so those dogs don't chew them anymore. That's our Bali graveyard. Those need to be thrown away.
Oh, I
That's
thought
the
that. Well,
Bali.
it kind of makes sense. I thought that I didn't think about because we leave our toys out.
And that's a great, and we do too.
Yeah, but if
But
there's
not
certain,
right now because we're having
Right,
lessons.
you don't
I
want
want
distractions.
Well, no, I do want, but I don't want anyone tripping over them. We're not specifically doing
Yeah.
that,
Right. Gotcha.
you know. So yeah, all I need is a jelly ball laying out, and someone's doing long line with their dog, and they
Right,
trip and
twist a
fall on their
ankle,
face.
yeah.
Yeah. Unhappy client. Don't worry, it's hard enough, you know. I wear good shoes always.
Yeah. Do you do how many months out of the year are you able to do this?
12.
You are because of the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
Oh, and we also plow this out.
Oh, so
very
you come
well.
out. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
That's great.
I love it in the winter. It's
Yeah.
great.
Oh, she loves the
I
winter.
love the ice and having to wear the special shoes and cleats so I don't fall on my ass. It's great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm thinking about upping my prices for winter.
Yeah.
training.
Right.
I hate it. I mean, it gets me out. That's great. You know, it gets
Right.
me working with the dogs,
Right.
but it's really miserable conditions to be working in. And yeah, because I can't do all the training. Most of the dogs, unless it's a puppy. If it's a puppy, I can do most of their training inside because they're
Right.
not going to be that advanced
Right.
anyways.
Right.
But if I have a grown dog with behavioral issues, I have to get them out of
Right.
the house.
Sure.
You know, even without behavioral issues, they have to see
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
distractions.
Oh, she loves
and,
the snow too.
that never makes it easier.
Yeah.
Ah. All right, so try that with her.
Now
Remember,
I think I've forgotten everything. Okay.
I know. Remember, first holding this correctly and having it measured below your knee.
Okay. Below the knee. Okay. Get to sit. Start you in the right.
Yeah. Now you get into heel. So heel position means your leg with her parallel with her shoulder, and coordinate up in your right hand. Your left hand does not touch it until you're going to sit.
I just want to make sure I get it in
Yeah.
the right length.
I'm just reminding,
Yeah. Okay.
not criticizing.
Okay. All right. Just wanna see, like, okay. All right.
Like I said, I want my voice to be in your head.
Okay. Heel.
Nice. So you do an about turn. That just means directly opposite. There you go.
Right. So that's okay.
There's another correction I haven't shown you. I'll show you later, but this should be fine for now. Yeah, just keep walking. She'll figure it. Go straight though.
Go straight.
Yeah, what? Yeah, don't walk straight. I have the same problem, but usually only if I've drank wine. There you go. Yeah, don't pet. Let her, let your knee do the correcting there. Yep. There you go. So,
Now what? Now forget it.
so you want to, when you go to stop, you want to plant your left foot. You close up with your right as you're grabbing the leash with your left hand.
Okay.
And then if she doesn't sit, you give her a correction.
With no words.
That's right. She's very much aware of what she's supposed to do
I
right
could
there.
tell. She was like, okay, I know what I should do. I could do.
But I don't want to.
Right, I could tell.
I don't want to do it. I want to be disobedient.
Okay, Piper, you.
Yeah, the auto sit's new as in it's 7 days old.
Okay.
Where we were going, where I was saying sit beforehand every time I did that. And then getting her into position and yeah, wait till she's in good position.
Yeah, I'm trying.
So you can also, go ahead. She's going. Oh, try not to move.
I was trying to get to face the camera, which probably I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's just about to move in position. There you go. Just correct her. You might have to mold her. She's getting that mutinous look again. I will not. Yeah. Just keep your cool. Remember, you're training her. She's just a puppy. All these bad habits didn't come over overnight, and she has just learned these things.
Okay, Piper, heel.
Always make sure, which reminds me, always make sure you're well rested before training, unless you're a dog trainer, and then that becomes, then I have to pretend to be well rested. Yep. Now be sure not to correct her before you stop, but you had the good motion there. I knew what you were practicing.
Okay.
Oops. All right. There you go. Yep. So not ideal position there, but just work with it.
So I
You'll
find
figure it
like
out.
the timing of when she's in sync and getting my coordination. And
Right,
my
it's
timing with her.
takes practice. It also takes practice. Training takes practice for the human.
Yeah, definitely. It's like that doesn't.
It's not just the dog, it's the human. And remember that a lot of these cues she's getting from me, she knows what I mean because I'm doing it the same every time,
Right, you're
which means I've got to
Well, I'm
focus on
learning
it,
now,
right?
okay. All right, Piper, heel.
Which has taken years and years and years, and then more years to learn. 14 years so far. There you go. She's starting to decide to point in a different way. So I just want to go over two things with heel before we stop, and then we have to go to e-collar.
Okay.
So if I'm walking her, and let's say I'm not in the best position to do an about turn all the time because there's people around me that I
Right.
want to walk into.
Right.
She also knows this direction.
Oh yeah, to walk into her.
Well, that, sit. That's another one. Yes, there's critters and people and all sorts of things over there. That's actually, we were annoyed when that went in, but now it tends to make a good training.
Right.
approach.
Exactly. It's a good idea.
All right, so if we're walking along, I want her intentionally to be out of place. Piper, heel. If she doesn't walk into position, I can go like that.
Okay.
So it's just a flick of my wrist.
So that's how I was trained to do just the any correction when I did healing. But I like the leg thing. I think that is more natural.
It is, and it's you can't get better timing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you don't have to think about it.
Right,
It just happens.
right. Yeah, Margot Woods taught me this method of doing this back in 2004.
Mhm. Yeah, I like it a lot.
She's since passed away, but yeah, she had the best training method, I think, for, and she learned off Bill Keeler, but she had changed some things from Bill,
Mhm.
tweaked it into her own method.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether this is actually Keeler or
hers.
Sit on the dog is definitely hers,
Oh, okay.
right? And yeah, you were talking about the walk-in. So if my dog's getting ahead of me, but I wouldn't do this in a crowded street, I can also go like that. So see how she's getting ahead?
Yep.
And I can also do an about turn.
Right.
Heel.
The healing training that I went through with my first dog, which worked really well with them, you start off like doing outside circles, then inside circles, and then you do figure eights.
Yeah, I usually do that later on,
Yeah,
not the very, very beginning.
yeah.
Because
No, this is all good. This is all
yeah.
good, yeah.
that takes more skill for the dog because they have to realize they have to walk faster when they're outside,
Right. Slower
when
inside.
they're inside.
And then random.
Right. Well, that's still 2 circles.
Yeah,
So
but
that's
it's
part of
but
our
they don't know what a
obedience.
figure 8 is, so they
Right.
it's
But
kind
it
of
is
random
still
for them.
it's
Yeah.
based on the same
Yeah.
thing. It's just 2 circles
Yeah.
around someone. Or actually, what you're doing in competition is 2 diagonals. You're doing 2 half circles and 2 diagonals in the middle. So that's more about a pace change. So that's the other thing about healing. Your dog should always be walking at your pace. Never,
Right, I do know that.
ever walk at your dog's
Right.
pace. Never, ever.
So what she was doing when we walked her on our street, for example, she did a lot more going ahead of.
Yeah.
And then I started doing the loose leash training, you know, where like I would stop,
Yeah.
give her a little tug until the leash loosened.
That's also a good exercise. So sometimes it's a little bit advanced, but sometimes like Shayna, so Shayna knows every variation of this, my dog, that there is.
Uh-huh.
And sometimes if we're doing a relaxed walk, so that's just a walk where
Yeah, just a walk, not a training, just a
It is a
regular walk.
training.
Well, they are training, but it's not.
but because I still want her to have the leash loose, so she's
Right.
not at will. But I'm training her to walk with me and never pulling on the leash.
Right.
So I'll do that either with puppies or when we're more advanced. So she's also fearful of other dogs and strangers. So a relaxed walk helps her realize, oh, we're just walking, there's nothing going on, there's a person coming towards us or a person and a dog. As long as she keeps that leash loose
Right. There's no reason.
and no
to,
reacting.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'll stop, I'll wait for her to go back. I mean, if it becomes critical, like if a dog's running towards us, I'll actually place her behind me
Yeah.
and confront the dog. But for the most part, how I teach her that it's safe is we're just going on a walk. We're not so focused, especially because she's a high drive dog. With this dog really isn't. Here's the person who's going to pick up the dog.
What time were they supposed to pick up?
9 also.
Well, I was supposed to be here at 9 too.
She's a strange dog in that she loads up on stays and when she's under control. So I have had to do a lot of impulse control with her to start to reverse that because you know she's bred for protection.
Right, right.
So hi Robert, will be right out with you.
Hi, Robert.
Hi. So she'll load up and then want to, instead of calming down, she'll be like,
Yeah,
I
get
want to
intense.
get her. Yeah. So the whole relaxation walk thing is for her to just be able to.
Just
yeah,
be.
exactly. Let me just make sure Robert knows you're here. All right. Sit.